at least 2 weeks before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you're going to want to turn off your standard promotional messaging. So if you're running an offer for 10% off or $5 off or whatever it is, you're not going to want to make that the focus leading up. The general idea is that you don't want to be saying the same thing 2 weeks before you do your largest promotion of the year.
The difference of responding in an hour versus 12 hours or 24 hours could cost you hundreds of dollars in sale from one customer alone.
This podcast is sponsored by Klavio, the email and text marketing platform that puts D2C brands in control. If you're the leader of a D2C brand, you need a platform that hustles as hard as you do. Klavio unlocks the power of your e-commerce data so you can personalize and automate messages that keep customers coming back. D2C brands communicate with Klavio. Get started for free at klavio.com/DTC. So, in the world of email and SMS, what are we doing right now to prepare for all of Q4?
Yeah, so there's a ton of prep. Email and SMS, I think probably more so than any other channel. You have to have distinct messaging changes pre, during, and post Black Friday, and then you roll right into the holiday season. So you kind of have to anticipate that there isn't much of a break because your messaging does last a few days after Black Friday and into the early start of the holiday season. Now, starting right from the top, I think what we always recommend and implement with our clients is that at least 2 weeks before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you're going to want to turn off your standard promotional messaging. So if you're running an offer for 10% off or $5 off or whatever it is, you're not going to want to make that the focus of your messaging leading up. The general idea is that you don't want to be saying the same thing 2 weeks before you do your largest promotion of the year. So one of the things that you can do is switch up the language on your opt-in and your welcome series. Now, if you're doing the preempt, you don't necessarily want to discourage people who want to buy right now. So you can still deliver the offer, but just surround some messaging around Black Friday, deliver the same offer that you would, and let them know that the ability to save even more is coming up. So, if you hang tight, you can wait, you can get the biggest deal of the year that we'll ever offer, right? And you can phrase that in a bunch of different ways. It can be pretty brand specific.
Because you don't want them to stop from making the purchase then in order to save it. Is this more for sorry, did you mention abandoned cart in this situation?
Not yet. No, this is just on like the front end interaction, first touch with the brand. If somebody's coming in and they want to buy today, like why would you stop them from buying today so you can make less money off of them tomorrow?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's the general sort of messaging change just on that first interaction, which is your welcome series and your opt-in. And there's a bunch of things that you can do on your welcome series as well. The first email should definitely talk about Black Friday, but still deliver the standard deal. And that's all during the preempt. And then during, you're going to want to change that messaging as well, right? So things like the welcome series, the win backs, those should all be like Black Friday, Cyber Monday messaging, both pre and during, versus the regular offers. You're going to want to be shortening the windows of those emails so that they deliver faster and you have more of a chance to capitalize on that messaging. As opposed to like if you're sending out a win back over 30 days, you're going to want to tighten up those first couple emails to really hammer people in like 2 to 3 days. And one thing that we're experimenting with and that we've seen be really successful in some of our accounts is just a countdown timer in every one of those emails. Like even if you changed nothing, but you did Black Friday ending soon, Cyber Monday ending soon, and you just swap that graphic as needed, that can be enough to really hammer that point across, get people's attention, and you wouldn't even technically have to do very much changes to the bulk of your email. And that can be enough to get the point across.
Love it. Countdown timers just so effective, especially in these urgent moments around Black Friday, Cyber Monday. How many messages are we sending during that? What is that? The 4-day period, essentially, 4 or 5 day period, approximately. I guess it varies, but like what when you're talking about even trying to maximize the amount of coverage you get on the day of Black Friday, like how many messages are we sending on Black Friday per brand?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a bit of a point of contention. Some brands are much looser about it. You know, they want to maximize, and they're less worried about, you know, let's say list integrity or harming their subscriber list. Now, we have a whole bunch of ways that we segment that mitigates that. So, you know, if somebody's bought off that first email, we're not sending them a second email that day. And that pattern follows throughout all of our BFCM and all of our holiday messaging. Like if we squeeze that person and we get the big sale that we want out of them, we're not going to be hammering them continuously. But if that person doesn't convert, we can send up to 3 messages that day on email, and maybe 2 on SMS, just so that you're capitalizing at those key times where people are most engaged with their devices. But I would say anywhere from 1 to 3 per day over the peak period is as much as you would want to send. But if and you can't send any less. Like you don't want to be missing that the daily send, especially on email.
Totally.
When the box is very cluttered.
And you mentioned you want to segment users once they've made a purchase. That's so that you don't like hammer them right away. But at the same time, you know their purchasers, and you know. So like you were suggesting also that you can segment those users for future Black Friday, Cyber Mondays, but also just for special deals that you maybe even launch later in that week or later in the holidays.
Yeah. So one of the things that that we like to do is again, you know, you don't want to hammer them with the same message over and over again. Like if I bought 30% off this bundle, don't send me more messages for 30% off this bundle and remind me that I need to buy, right? I bought. So what we typically do is we segment them out, and we pitch to our clients, hey, if this person buys your biggest bundle or the ideal product set for Black Friday, we want to segment them out and then add something on top of that. So give them an extra percentage to buy again, give them some bundle offer they haven't seen in Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and they're just segmented out, and we call that the 2 times Black Friday, Cyber Monday flow. And that's that, or two time buyer flow. And that's really just like a separate message, thanking them, telling them how grateful you are for participating in the sale, and then trying to incentivize them to buy again in a very short time period.
Very nice. Now, I've chatted with the Google and Facebook ads teams. They mentioned, both of them mentioned how critical it is to have a promotions calendar throughout all of Q4. It's not just Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's Halloween, it's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas, it's all of these things. And email and SMS really are the backbone of all of these programs. So I imagine it's uber important to be communicating with all of the traffic teams around this stuff.
Yeah, 100%. So 2 to 3 weeks ago, we started pitching ideas internally, getting the plans solidified so that we can go talk to our clients, have a unified strategy between the different traffic teams and the different owned channels on our client accounts, and really being able to have a united front when you go and talk to your client, right? Like if you're going to be pushing one solid deal all the way through and all the traffic teams are on board, that's really the best way. And sometimes there's multiple deals too, and you just have to be aware of that, so you can build out your calendar. Because I think over the holiday season, we right into what we call Q5, right? We're sending on average 1 email almost a day, and then some days have less, some days have a lot more. But on average, we're sending at least 1 per day. And then, SMS is about half that number.
Interesting. And one of the other tactics mentioned across that involves email across some of the other platforms was this idea of early bird sales. So you take, you've got your Black Friday, Cyber Monday promotion, and then you actually tack on 3 days ahead of it, and you hit up maybe your more engaged users or someone who bought something last Black Friday, Cyber Monday with sort of an opportunity to jump in before the sale. Is that something that we're doing with some clients?
Yeah, absolutely. So building that anticipation, even a week before the peak time. We can reach out to returning traffic that has a certain purchase history. We can loosen that up a little bit and just make it anybody who comes in, get them to sign up for a hot list. It's dependent on what the client wants in terms of strategy, but basically just hyping up the sale, building a particular segment or list of early birds who want to get access, and then reaching out to the people who matter most on the list, like your VIPs, and making sure that they get first crack at all these deals, and really pushing the fact that, regardless of whether or not it's actually true, things are going to be crazy during that time. There's a complete possibility that things will sell out. And if you're the first one getting in and you get first access, you're definitely gonna get the best deal and not have to worry about missing out on a particular product.
Nice. Now, just quickly on iOS 15, are we starting to see already the loss of fidelity and the loss of signal from iOS or Apple Mail users specifically? Are we already seeing the ramifications of that?
Yeah, but I think the email service providers are doing a lot on their end to really mitigate the damages or the data fidelity. Having the ability to transfer your attribution model to a click-based model, that's a huge step for a lot of ESPs. But I think really the best thing that anybody who's running their own emails can do as a brand, or anybody who has an agency working for them, is just to question what the segmentation process is going to look like moving forward. Because if you can just isolate those people, and you definitely have the data to, you can keep those metrics separate from your regular sending metrics and send a different version of your campaign just to iOS users. And I think that's really going to be a good strategy moving forward, at least until the email service providers can catch up and really provide a holistic solution across all inbox providers.
Amazing. Thank you for your time today, sir.
Happy to do it anytime, man. Thanks so much.
Ready to scale your customer acquisition with creators? Meet Incense, a creator marketing platform helping brands scale using authentic, mobile-first videos and images from a vetted network of influential content creators. For an extra spark in your ad performance, check out Incense's one-click influencer whitelisting solution, so your ads look like they're coming directly from an influencer. Sign up now and get $400 on your balance to work with creators at incense.pro. That's www.incense.pro. So, with Q4 happening, we're going to see such a huge increase in traffic, on our ads, on our sites. You're also going to have many more customer engagements with your community. So what are you saying is the most important thing to have prepared going to Q4 for community engagement?
I think that honestly having a really empowered workforce behind your comment moderators is going to be key, so that they can focus on things such as keeping response rates down and providing useful feedback for the customers, and also resolving issues in a timely fashion, and really focusing on empowering them with the tools.
How do you do it?
Make a knowledge bank. Make sure that there is not just a document that they're supposed to reference. Actually sit down with them, or you meet with them. Make sure that they know everything. And to make this knowledge bank, you're going to have to go through Q4 of last year and the previous year, whatever you have. Look for issues that could have arisen then, but might have not come up in the last 9 months or so. These are issues such as, will my order get here in time for Christmas? Or what is your return policy specifically over the holidays? Is it extended? Especially if you've been hiring a lot over Q1 to Q3 and people have not seen the Q4 from the previous years, they're going to have a lot of questions when the volume of these kind of comments start coming in. So making sure that they know the go-to response for every single possible question, as well as knowing what they are empowered to do in terms of, are they allowed to issue refunds? Are they allowed to expedite orders? Are they allowed to give freebies? Are they allowed to divulge certain information? Making those boundaries very clear for your comment moderators will expedite the process by letting them kind of steer the conversation and not have to continually check, is this okay? Can we do this? It will cut down your response time, which in the end, in Q4, is crucial because the difference of responding in an hour versus 12 hours or 24 hours could cost you hundreds of dollars in sale from one customer alone.
And I imagine during Q4, during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you want it as real time as possible.
Yes, absolutely. If someone misses Cyber Monday or Black Friday and it's because your responses were late, because you were searching for information, then that really reflects poorly on you. You can go above and beyond and extend deals if that's within your policy, but ultimately you want to make the purchase as easy as possible for them by being there when they are requesting the information.
Awesome. So empowering your community engagers is the most powerful tool headed into Q4. Anything else from the community engagement side of things?
It will be really beneficial, obviously, if you're expecting a huge increase in volume, to potentially ask for additional help. If this is maybe recruiting some other members of your team to help with comments, for a couple busy hours during the day, or hiring additional moderators. But ultimately, you can just stack up the workflow. Ask your comment moderators who were there last year, were there any inefficiencies that really brought down your response time? Just simple things like where you keep your knowledge bank can play a huge role in how long it takes someone to respond to a comment. And just making sure that all the little kinks are ironed out before Q3. So that once you're rolling and the comment volume really, really starts to increase, then you're going through as smoothly as possible.
And where do you create this knowledge bank? Is this as simple as a Google Doc?
Yeah, when we first started our department, we just kept everything in a Google Drive and kept it there, and you just reference it. Obviously, that became a little cumbersome when you're dealing with multiple clients. So now we have our knowledge bank that lives inside of our comment response software. So it's just like an easy click of a button, and then you search what you're looking for, and it's right there, and you don't have to navigate to different windows or something. We have found that to be the most efficient way
for keeping that response time down this Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to today's episode. If you're not a subscriber to our newsletter, you can do that right now at directtoconsumer.co. I'm Eric Dick, and this has been the D2C Podcast. We'll see you next time.